In Italy, there are starvation wages, salaries are low, and we're paid far too little. But are we sure that's the case for all jobs? Or are there certain jobs that are paid less and certain jobs that are paid more? In this video, we're going to look at the 10 highest paying jobs in Italy today, even if you don't have a degree. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like, but before we begin, I want to make a small note. I'm not the type who thinks that you absolutely need a degree to be successful. It's definitely important, but I want to tell you that today I'm here. I've built my own business. I have a more than decent salary. I'm a freelancer. I'm self-employed. And anyway, I earn well. And guys, I only did 2 years of hospitality school. So if you don't have a degree, don't let that hold you back. Don't think you can't aim for certain jobs or that you can't strive for your own personal success. If you want to, you can succeed. I'm proof. Now let's begin with the 10 highest paying jobs. The first job is e-commerce manager. Now, of course, you can open your own e-commerce business and work for yourself, but you can also work for someone else who has an e-commerce business and be the e-commerce manager. Normally, what they do is manage the whole business a bit. That's the job. He is responsible. So he is a bit responsible both for the functioning of the website and everything else, as well as for the strategies. He has to manage the team a little bit. Now, what is the educational path to become an e-commerce manager? Well, you definitely need to take digital marketing courses that are available online, that we can purchase, that we can attend, even if not. Obviously, then you need a bit of experience. You need experience with Shopify or WooCommerce rather than with others, and to have some logistics knowledge. But guys, these are things you also learn along the way. So if right now, maybe you're not satisfied with your job, you think you're earning too little, you think you're worth more, explore other paths as well. And guys, the digital world is full, packed with opportunities, even if you don't have a degree. What is the salary of an e-commerce manager? From 50,000 to 80,000 euros a year. These are gross earnings that obviously vary and correspond to a net salary that can range from 2,400 to 3,800 euros per month. So I would say that by doing a job like this, we can have a salary above average. Guys, if you want, there are solutions. But if you're just there, focused on complaining that salaries are low, it's normal that you'll never find anything better. The second job is digital marketing manager. Marketing is a field where there is a lot of demand and where we are also well paid. And what does a digital marketing manager do? Basically, he manages advertising campaigns, whether they're on Facebook, Google, TikTok, or other platforms. Anyway, he manages pretty much everything related to paid traffic, which then might end up on a website, an e-commerce store, or for many other purposes. Nowadays, there are really a lot of online businesses and people selling online, and there's a huge demand, guys. Another thing he does is work on branding and conversions, which basically means the conversions are the sales that a particular e-commerce site makes. He has to do it. In order to keep things running, it's quite important, but these are also things you can learn. I mean, guys, I myself have taken courses in the past. I know how to sell a digital product. Now I can do it on my own too. Obviously, I'm not a super expert, but I know how to do it. And what did I do? I took some courses, I read some books. I mean, it's not like I did a 5-year master's degree. What educational path should I follow here? Do I need specialized courses? Definitely on Facebook ads, maybe on email marketing, personal branding. We obviously need to understand online and digital marketing strategies. But these are all things that we can acquire through online courses. They're skills that can be learned. Gross annual salary is 35,000, 70,000 euros, netting about 1,800, 3,300 euros monthly, which is definitely not bad at all. The third job is search engine optimization specialist. Today, search engine optimization, I've realized it much more. Recently, I went to Barcelona and talked to some guys who run a business through blogs. Okay, guys, when you think blogs are dead, they keep working with blogs. And search engine optimization is fundamental. Search engine optimization is essential for many things, but what is search engine optimization? Search engineering. optimization. So basically the use of keywords to get found on the internet. This is the concept explained in a very basic way. So basically, what do? We work to improve the ranking on Google, on search engines for a specific company, for a specific website, and this has an economic value for the company. Yes, because if I sell 10 and thanks to your work optimizing keywords, I end up selling 15. This has value, it increases my revenue. As a result, your work gains value, because then the problem, guys, is that this often happens too. What is the value that you offer to the market with your work? If your value is low, your salary will be low. If your value is high, your salary will be high. Here too, there are plenty of online courses on search engine optimization and other strategies to optimize search engine ranking. The gross annual salary is 25,000, 50,000 euros, or about 1,300, 2,300 euros net monthly. Here we go down a little compared to the other two jobs we saw earlier, but it's still not bad. Fourth job, web developer, especially front end. Developers are really in high demand nowadays. What do? In practice, they take care of the visual and interactive part of websites. Front end is basically everything the user sees when they land on the site. Here we need to take programming courses, whether it's JavaScript, hypertext markup, language cascading, style sheets, and also about this, guys. There are online courses we can definitely take, then practice, going to work. It's useful since we need both theory and practice as always. Here the gross salary ranges from 30,000 to 45,000 euros per year, or 1,600 to 2,200 euros net per month. Job number 5, also online, is the cybersecurity specialist who basically protects companies from cyber attacks. Nowadays, this is a big deal. Data is fundamental. It's very important. Protecting them has created a job. The point, guys, is also about the salaries. A quick side note, if we keep insisting on jobs from 50 years ago, it's obvious that salaries are low and maybe there's no demand. We need to look at all the new jobs that have been created thanks to the internet. And today, guys, besides the internet, with the advent of artificial intelligence, there will be another revolution regarding work and new jobs will be born. Many jobs related to artificial intelligence, there are already plenty. So now if you want, you have to look to the future, not the past, if you really want to increase your salary, okay? Here things get a bit more serious, because we have to take courses on cybersecurity, which are programs that are a bit longer than just a simple online course, because there are still some certifications we need to obtain here. The gross annual salary ranges from 25,000 to 65,000 euros, and the net salary can go from 1,300 euros up to 3,100 euros. So when the first digit of your salary becomes a 3, I can guarantee you that things change. Job number 6, data analyst. As we said before, data is fundamental for companies, and now that everything is online, data analysis for companies is something that can really bring huge results. So what does he do? He collects and analyzes data and makes decisions for companies based on the data he has gathered. Here too, there are courses and online programs that you can find. To do this job, you obviously need a basic knowledge of math and statistics, and of course you need a lot of practice with real data sets. The gross annual salary for a data analyst is from 30,000 to 60,000 euros, which net is from 1,600 to 2,800 euros per month. So, a quick note, because these were digital jobs, as you can see. 6 out of 4, why? Because there is demand, because these are jobs of the future, jobs where, in fact, we can really have higher salaries compared to traditional jobs. But above all, guys, the digital world offers a ton of opportunities. I mean, really. I managed to create a job for myself. Today I work as a full-time content creator. You see where I'm filming. I've been camping and working at the beach for 3 months, enjoying a vacation. From here, kind of like a digital nomad, let's put it that way. But at 44 years old, guys, I worked as a cook for more than 20 years. Slowly I learned about social media, videos, video editing, and I learned how to use YouTube from scratch. I created my own business, and today I do this as my job with a salary that's more than double what I used to earn as an employee. Okay, at 44 years old, so if you're 30, 35 or 25, you can easily do it too. The point is to understand which jobs are in demand today. But let's move on to section number 2. With the jobs, traditional ones, the first is airplane pilot. Guys, I know it's a bit exaggerated and all, but you need a license. Here too, obviously, there's a course of study you have to follow. It's not something that happens overnight, like scratching a lottery ticket. But through flight hours and flight schools, we can get the license and become airplane pilots. It wouldn't be for me, huh? I take the plane, but the fear is always there. You definitely need English. The cost is quite high because you have to say that these courses are expensive, but it's a cost that pays off. A pilot's gross salary is 25,000, 70,000 euros yearly, or 1,300, 3,300 euros net monthly. Point number 8, train driver. Who would have thought? And yet, yes, guys, I even happened to interview, I remember very well in Naples, 2 guys who worked for the state railways, who, if I'm not mistaken, earned 1,800 euros. I know it's under 2,000 and so on, but they were guys just over 20 years old. Earning money already makes sense. Here, we have to take exams and courses for Trenitalia or for private companies that handle railway transport. Here, the net salary ranges from 1,800 to 2,200 euros per month. We don't go beyond 3,000, we don't go higher than that amount. However, these are still good salaries, much better than 1,200 or 1,300 euros. Working as a laborer agent, sales is one of the jobs that gives you a high salary. Because first of all, it's hard. I mean, it's difficult. You have to deal with a lot of no's before you get a yes. So you have to deal with people. It's not exactly easy, that's true. But that's also why it's well paid. Because if it were easy, they'd pay little. So what do? Real estate sells products. Real estate. Products. And so since here we often have a base salary plus commission, I mean, we go and sell products that, I don't know, have a certain cost and we get a commission of even 5 to 10%, we can end up having very significant salaries. Gross salary ranges from 35,000 to 50,000 euros yearly, netting 1,800 to 2,500 euros monthly. But guys, I've heard of acquaintances who even go beyond this amount, reaching 3,000 or even 3,500 euros per month. Obviously, it also depends on experience, the product, and whether you have a knack for sales, because let's be honest, it's a job where you need to have some talent, but you can easily learn it if you enjoy dealing with people. Definitely. Considering a job in sales can be useful. And then guys, the good old jobs like plumber and electrician, which are in high demand. In fact, today, the electrician I know, the one you see there in the town, you can never find him because he's always full of work. Obviously here, if you start your own business, it's better because you can even have your own small company, maybe just with a helper, with an employee, or even by yourself if you want. But that's because these jobs are well paid, because they solve a problem. Like when you have a leak, a problem with the bathroom, or an issue with the electricity. I mean, even if you have to pay a little more, you pay it. Why? Because it's an inconvenience. Here we need to create a school, but we don't need a degree and we can have more than decent salaries. Here, the salary is estimated at 1,300 to 2,100 euros per month. But guys, I'm convinced that by working on your own, you can easily reach even 2,500 to 3,000 euros per month. So guys, these were the 10 highest paying jobs in Italy today, even without a degree. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you do this job? Actually, if any of you do this job, write to me privately at my email, fabiomarchione.com, because I would like to make some videos where I talk about the day, like one of these professions, or in any case, professions that are in demand today and are good. It would be really interesting to actually show what a person who does this kind of job does in a day. So leave a like, subscribe, and as always, see you around.